After the sizzling rematch of last season's final in round 12, round 13 was remarkable for its chill, with temperatures in the UK plummeting as low as -4 Celsius. As fun as the snow can be, it's not always great for sport. Sale Sharks' match against visiting Trailfinders was postponed due to a frozen pitch. Gloucester-Hartpury, who spoiled the party at Ashton Gate last week, hosted a high-spirited Loughborough Lightning side who struck down the mighty Saracens in their previous outing. Sarries returned to the comforts of North London, determined to bounce straight back against a travelling pack of Tigers. But first, Bristol Bears were on the road after a record-breaking crowd at home in round 12. League high flyers Exeter Chiefs were their hosts in Devon. With both sides considered as serious top four contenders, we were set for an intense showdown in the southwest. Commentary comes from Claire Thomas.
Ball skittles loose, but now it gets wide, and now Ilona Maher has her first carry in a Bristol Bears jersey, and just look at her thunder. 10 metres, crunched up and spat back out the exhaust pipe. Atkin-Davies onto Marston Mulhern. Bears' tails well and truly up. They know that striking early here would give them such confidence, and scything through and over is Phoebe Murray. Emily Tutosi with her first darts of the afternoon. She finds Wall, who in turn finds Fayanati, and now across the face go Exeter Chiefs. Liv McGovern floors it, accelerates, has the try. Chiefs next to fire in this furious West Country shootout. We're level. Bristol need to start making these count. It's safely delivered onto Joyce Butchers, and now the white jerseys begin to march. Now the black ones splinter. White keeps marching. White will rumble down. Is the ball over the whitewash? No, held up. A huge, monstrous defensive effort from the forward pack of Exeter Chiefs.
Entry from one and a collapse.
But we will head to our TMO, Peter Allen.
Good carries, good carries. The referee's looking for what happens when they pull it down.
Okay, yeah. Nelson, the loose head.
Good call there from referee. Noticed that Nelson was coming from the wrong position to come and enter, and stopped that from being scored. So penalty try, they don't have to take the kick, and they're a player down now for 10 minutes. So a big turning point there for Bristol.
Murray waits for that one, delays it, leaves Chiefs flailing, and it's a foot race between her and Tessier. Realises she's not going to win it, so back she pinwheels, finds Aitchison, overlap here, Barley sucks in Buchanan, and that will only be one result here. Renika Bonner, who is such a big stage, big occasion, big game player, with a flourish and a scoot over the line. Bristol compound Chiefs' woes. Swift ball onto new fly half today, Taylor Perry.
What a step.
Physicality and strength to absolute twinkle toes. Have you ever seen the like? Taylor Perry has just single-handedly beaten half of Bristol. It's Alex Tessier who will get us back underway. He picks out Red Rose, Holly Aitchison. Aspiring Red Rose, Bonner, try scorer in the final 10 minutes of that first half. A brilliant first half. Carries up that wide channel. Varley to keep the intercept. McDonald snatches it. It's a gift. It's a gift for Exeter. It is a howler for Bristol Bears. And we're all tied up. Bottoman now back into the pocket for Murray, who puts some real fizz on that. And it's Joyce Butchers finding Marr, who heads back in field, looks back over her shoulder and unleashes Meg Varley. On the ropes, on the canvas, Bears roar in defiance and are straight back in the lead.
Stay there, 9, please.
Look at them march. Slowly, ominously, over they go. It's another penalty try, a thunderous score in the biggest game of their season.
Clear individual at full. Don't hold up.
Bottoman past the outstretched fingertips of Aitchison. Brilliant reactions from Byrne, and now it might just open up. And here is Alona Marr with a hooker and a fly half to beat. Oh, she's going to do it! It is quite simply marvellous. The only thing shifting faster than Alona Marr jerseys is Alona Marr herself. She is an athlete first and foremost, and she might just have widened the gap to something even Chiefs can't breach. Exeter with a penalty advantage to work with. Fayanati in and out, slaloming. Flo Robinson frees the hands, finds Tessier, reaches, stretches, scores. Perry. The ball's loose and it's McGovern who gathers. Penalty to Bristol Bears. They have got Chiefs on toast at Sandy Park.
Knock on offside.
Bristol Bears have only attempted one penalty kick all season. This is a marker of how very seriously they are taking this, how very crucial each and every point might prove, and there's 3 more of them.
Yes.
Bristol still driven back into their 22 by a Chiefs side who know that it is now or never. They are running out of time. Whoa, there's a 3-on-2 here, screaming for help as Varley. Marr on defensive detail. McDonald will win this one. There's the brace for Claudia McDonald, who is back to her world-class pinballing exploits. It's been quite the first start in 1,164 days in 15s rugby for Alona Marr. Fresh legs, and not a moment too soon, you feel, for Bristol Bears. There are 8 seconds left on what has been one of the games of the season so far, and Chiefs do have it back. McDonald has Doidge on her shoulder, doesn't give it. Tackle comes in, huge moment from Ella Lovibond. And that will be that. With one of the results of the season. Chiefs are stunned. That was not the plan, not at all. That is back-to-back defeats for a side who had previously marched unbeaten through their season. It is full time after a thriller down at Sandy Park, and it is Exeter Chiefs 31, Bristol Bears 41.
It's almost like we haven't performed well enough all season, really. We haven't played our style of rugby. Today I think we saw glimpses of it, but the effort from the girls at the end on that defensive set kind of sums us up, really. And I want us to push on from here. We really want to be in that top 4 come the end of the season, and we want to give this another shot. All the girls putting 100% today, and that's all we can ask for, really.
I don't know if it was any relief, but it was. I kind of felt a little bit like sevens on that. I mean, my teammates did work to put me through, and I only had to get through a couple defenders, which I was like, oh, this is sevens. So I think it's going to be now trying to figure out, when I have 3 people in front of me, how do I get through them?
Staying in the West, and at Kingsholm, 2 teams buoyed by victories last time out. The champions were on a run of 4 wins in a row and showed their desire to make it 5 right from the get-go, with Cecilia Tuapoloto opening the scoring. Loughborough Lightning, who were chasing a hat-trick of wins, struck back just 3 minutes later. Birthday girl Fran Goldthorpe with a quick feet and offload to free USA international Bulu Matatoga. The visitors were fired up by that and sought a second try, only for Mia Venner to intercept a pass. The 22-year-old England international flashed through the fog, leaving the rest of the field in her wake. Before half-time, Lucy Simpson muscled her way over, and with the conversion, Gloucester-Hartpury had a 14-point lead. At the restart, the hosts still had the momentum, strongly holding on to possession before spraying wide to fly half Lakey George, who scored their 4th try of the game and secured the bonus point. But Lightning's response was almost immediate. Alev Kelter pounced on a loose pass and, in a demonstration of individual skill, the American star crossed under the posts. Despite the wintry conditions, the battle was hotting up. The visitors kept trying to narrow the deficit, but instead their hosts pulled away, Mackenzie Carson adding to Gloucester-Hartpury's haul. Then a dramatic show of smarts and speed. Loughborough's Matatoga wrestled with Pip Hendy and came off best, stealing possession and powering upfield to finish in the corner. That had clawed them back into the contest, but time was running out for the visitors. And just before the final whistle blew, Gloucester-Hartpury landed their 6th try of the match through Welsh international George. It ended 36-19, the 2-time champions in fine form. Our final game in this round saw Saracens raise the temperature. They were at home to Leicester Tigers, and the hosts started strongly, with Poppy Cleal offloading to Leanne Infante, who darted over. Minutes later, Saracens got the ball into the wide channel, and an initial break by Corrine Grant was backed up by co-captain Marley Packer, marking her century of appearances for the club with a run-in from 50 metres. But she wasn't content with just the one score. Packer in the right place at the right time, supporting a Kelsey Clifford line break. And she touched down for her second. Saracens had their foot on the gas now. Zoe Harrison, who'd already added 2 conversions, scored one of her own. And not long after, the England international dotted down again, this time showing an impressive turn of speed and skill. Emma Hardy, a late call-up to the starting lineup, added their 6th of the match, and her first of the campaign. This was exhibition stuff from the Londoners. Even when a player down after Fancy Bermudez was yellow-carded, the hosts continued to build their score. Sophie Bridger sliding in on her return from injury. And not long after, Harrison completed her hat-trick. A lovely show and go, and Sarries led 48-0 at the half-time interval. Could they keep this up? Well, May Campbell, who was celebrating her 150th appearance, suggested they could just after the restart. Bermudez collected a loose ball on the far side moments later and was rewarded with an unopposed run-in. And this was looking like a seriously bad afternoon for the travelling Tigers. The tries were coming thick and fast. Hardy made a break, and when she found herself closed down, passed the ball to Bridger, who added a second try to her account for the afternoon. And then Georgia Evans and Rosie Galligan repeated the same trick. A clean break from the Welsh international and an excellent execution of the 2-on-1 scenario supported by the Red Rose. Hardy's second of the game took their total to 81 points and capped off a great afternoon for the centre. Saracens were far from done. Simple hands to the wing had replacement Ila Alejandro slide in at the corner. Cleel popped up from the scrum and popped the ball to Bridger for her hat-trick. Quite the return from injury for the England international. The day rounded off with an individual moment of magic from Alejandro. A brilliant way to end, taking Saracens' total to 16 tries and a phenomenal 100 points. The full-time score, Saracens 100, Leicester Tigers 0. That was some way to bounce back from defeat, Saracens racking up a century at StoneX Stadium. A fifth successive victory for the Circus, toppling Lightning 36-19. Sale Sharks versus Trailfinders was postponed due to the weather, and Bristol Bears, revelling in Ilona Ma's first start for the side, were victorious away to Exeter Chiefs. The full-time score in Devon, 31-41. Harlequins were on a bye week and didn't play in this round, so Gloucester-Hartpury leapfrogged them into the top spot. After their thumping win, Saracens have sprung into third place, demoting Exeter Chiefs to fourth after their loss to the Bears. Despite their bonus point win on the road, Bristol still remain outside the top four, but the battle for a top four finish is still tighter than ever. In round 14 at Ashton Gate, the Bears take on the Tigers, who'll be hungry for tries after their thrashing this week. Bottom of the table Sale Sharks face a daunting visit from high-flying Quins. They'll be keen to regain the summit of the PWR table. And then, live on TNT Sports on Saturday afternoon, defending champions Gloucester-Hartpury take on Trailfinders, who, with a win, can gain a place in the overall PWR standings. There's one game on Sunday where Exeter Chiefs will hope to get back to winning ways, but hosts Loughborough Lightning will be seeking revenge from the reverse fixture earlier this season. As always, we'll be back with a full roundup of PWR action same time next week. See you soon.